And thank you again, Rich Palladino, the voice of New England, always making us sound so good. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am the super producer. I am Bill, joined always by my tag team partner, my wrestling confidant. He is the future booking genius and the prince of pro wrestling podcasts. He is Justin Juice Cannon.
Boom.
Boom, baby. Now, Juice, I know in the intro I say joined as always and my tag team partner, but unfortunately I left you high and dry for this interview. Well, I didn't leave you high and dry. I was just working. But regardless, I want to give you kudos. I know we talked a little bit off air, but I think you did an excellent job handling one of our biggest guests, if not the biggest guest to date by yourself. And that is one Jordynne Grace.
Yeah. You didn't leave me high for dry. If anything, I took the chair to the back to you and like one of my singles run, thinking I'm the big shot. I'm just kidding. But yeah, a little bit of a singles run, singles match tonight. And singles match, I mean interview. And yeah, Jordynne Grace, I say she definitely is the person with the most accolades. Because if you listen to the interview, I went on and on and on, and even she said so. And it was something. She is quite the accomplished woman. She's only like 26, which is crazy. Like she's going to accomplish so much more in this industry. If it's only an Impact or if it's, I believe that she'll probably go to either WWE or AEW at some point in her career. Probably more so. I lean toward WWE. I think that'd be better fit for her once she decides that she's accomplished everything she possibly can in Impact. And I think time will come. Like she definitely sounds very grateful and loves Impact, and Impact seems like a really great place for talent. Like I don't really hear many complaints about it or see like stories about them saying, "Oh, it's a hard to work atmosphere." It seems like they all like it, even if they're only there for like a year on these short-term deals. Like a Jonah was only there for a year, like not even a year, and the Iconics were only there for a year. They seem to like it. So yeah, Jordynne Grace is awesome. Current women's champ. We'll see if she still has it going out of Bound for Glory, where she faces Masha Slamovich. And we talk about that and much more.
Yes, and we won't hold you back from this interview any longer. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Impact Knockouts champion, Jordynne Grace.
Hello, everybody. This is Juice or Justin from Top of the Cage. We have an interview today, but I'm going solo. My co-host Billy is not in today, sadly. Not sadly. I'm excited to talk to two-time knockout world champion and the current one, former Impact Knockouts tag team champion, first ever and former digital media champion, first Knockouts Triple Crown winner, 2022 Queen of the Mountain, Thick Mama Pump herself, Jordynne Grace. That was a long list, but
yeah, that was a long list. I was like, dang, you're going through all of it.
Yeah, no, I got to. You're our most, I think you're our guest with the most accolades so far.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm glad to be here.
So you're one of the strongest wrestlers out there, especially pound for pound. I mean, you're a workout warrior. We all know you're powerlifting past, but Impact is full of workout warriors, guys people who have great work ethics. Do working with so many people like that inspire you to push yourself and work harder?
Oh, it definitely does. Some people that I actually really like to go to the gym with, and we make sure we go to the gym, is Moose and Josh Alexander. So those are two people that we've actually been doing like a diet/workout program for the past couple of months, getting ready for Bound for Glory. So it's definitely inspiring, and it's helpful to have people that kind of have the same goals as you.
That's awesome. What's a normal workout day with those two like? Is it extremely intense, or are you the one who makes it intense for them?
I mean, it's usually on a show day. So we're not, the thing is, we don't normally do legs on show days. And I feel like that's the most intense workout day. So we're normally doing some kind of upper body. And me and Josh Alexander actually have the same trainer, so we have a pretty similar program as it is. But it's always intense. It's always a great workout, and having someone there to push you is always extremely helpful.
Training is even more important before big shows like Bound for Glory, the biggest of the year for Impact. How are you preparing for that and your opponent Slamovich?
I've been on like a kind of a hardcore diet and workout regimen. Like I said, for the past couple of months now, I'm just getting physically and mentally prepared. I've been trying to get my endurance up and trying to get stronger. I want to look the best I ever have for this show. And I just want to prove to everyone why I am the face of this division.
Masha Slamovich, she's definitely extremely tough test. She's on quite the momentum right now, undefeated, seemingly unstoppable. And even though you're a champ, some people are saying you're the underdog in here. I don't really know if there is an underdog, in my opinion, because I think you're a matchup nightmare. She hasn't really faced someone as strong or intense as you, and you both have very, I'm not going to say identical styles, but vaguely similar. So it's going to be tough for her. Do you see yourself as the underdog, or do you think she's the underdog here?
I just wrestled Maxie Impaler, who is gigantic, and I was definitely the underdog in that situation, but I would not consider myself the underdog in the match with me and Masha. I mean, yes, she's very intense, but so am I. I do believe I have the strength advantage. And the thing that she has going for her the most is that she's just very, very brutal. But I think if I can endure that and overcome that, then I'll be set.
I agree, because we've seen you can be very brutal too.
Yeah, I can. She'll probably bring it out of me.
For sure. I mean, she keeps testing you and making it worse for herself.
Exactly.
So we went through all your accolades, and it's just a long and extremely impressive list. But you also just have the right to say that you've been in so many first ever Impact matches for the Knockouts division, like the first Queen of the Mountain match, first Women's Ultimate X, the first Ironwoman match too. So you had so many iconic matches like these. Which of these three are your favorite?
Oh man, I would have to say the Ultimate X match, just because it's something that I've wanted to do for so long, and I feel like I was one of the main people that pushed for that match to happen. I think it's insane that took 20 years for it to happen, but I'm glad that we finally made it happen, and it was something special. It's something that everybody's going to remember for the rest of Impact's history.
What was the back scene push for that like, and trying to get that through? What was the process like? What you can talk about?
I think the main issue was the big kahuna Scott and a lot of other people. Obviously, it's not like anything against the women, but women do lack upper body strength most of the time, right? And one of the main aspects of that Ultimate X match is that you have to scale the ropes, which is extremely difficult. And we even saw at one point, nothing against Chelsea, but I think she went to hang from the ropes and she actually fell because she couldn't hold herself up. And it's very, very difficult to hang onto those ropes like that. And not only that, I don't think a lot of the women in the past, some of the original TNA knockouts, I don't think they had an interest in doing that, to be honest. I mean, obviously I can't speak for them, or I don't know, but I think they had other priorities. They were pioneering women's wrestling in different ways. And I think that because they laid the groundwork for that, we're able to kind of go above and beyond and keep doing more and more.
What was Gail Kim's reactions and thoughts about this match and the build up to it? Do you think she was a little jealous that she didn't get to do it?
No, I don't think she was jealous. Well, maybe. I have no idea. She didn't seem like that at all. But I think every single time something iconic and historic happens like this in women's wrestling and Impact, she's just 100% there for it. Sometimes she's more excited than the girls are, because the girls are usually more nervous and excited sometimes because they actually have to be in the match. But she's always pushing for us to get better, and she's 100% behind us.
That's awesome here, because she's one of my all-time favorites. And every time she's on TV, I always pop.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Going back to your many, many accolades, of the Impact titles you have held, the belts, what's your favorite belt design, or just favorite belt you've held?
Oh, I like the design question better, because I feel like I have to say the Knockouts title right now because that's the one I have. But my favorite belt design will be the Digital Media Championship. I feel like they just designed it. It's huge, first of all, and I just love the way it looks. Obviously, my favorite belt that I've held is the Knockouts Championship because that's the one that I currently have. But yeah, those are the two that I like the most.
What was it like competing in the tournament for the first ever digital media championship?
I thought it was really cool and unique because it was intergender, and not a lot of companies do that. And I think that's one of the places that Impact really excels is intergender wrestling. So just the fact that that digital media championship was intergender and the first person to ever win it was a woman is a big deal in my eyes.
Bring up intergender, and we already see, feuds in Impact currently, like Kenny and Mia having little run-ins. Are there anybody in the men's division that you haven't faced before that you would like to mix it up?
There's some X Division guys that I think I would really like to wrestle, like Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Chris Bay. I feel like it would be a big styles clash match because I kind of have the power thing going for me and they do all the flips. So I'm interested to see if I could catch them.
I like to see that too, but they'd be hard to catch, especially Spider Trey over there.
Yeah.
He's just all over the place. What match that has never been competed by knockouts, to your knowledge, that you'd like to compete in next?
Oh, that's a good question. I think there's we did the Ultimate X match, right? And this is kind of the same thing, but the Elevation X. Do you know that one? It's kind of just a different structure, basically. So the regular one is just the X over the top, but the Elevation X is with I don't even know what you would call it, the structure over the top. I would love to compete in one of those.
Okay, I think I remember what you're talking about. It's
they
been a while.
They haven't done very many. They haven't done very many because I think it's so difficult to set it up, but I would love to compete in one of those.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm always a big sucker for big structures like that. Cages, or like, what's that like wrestling movie with David Arquette and they have like a triple air thing, like stuff like that. Like I'm always a sucker for those things. I always love when they do them. I just know there's so much production value and work that goes into it.
Anything that looks extra and over the top is always cool to me.
And also there's so many things can go wrong with that. Like more, not much as bigger shows like Impact and stuff, but I know like going to indie shows, there's so many times where I've seen them struggling to put the cages together to steel cage matches, and it just falls apart when it's not supposed to and stuff like that. You brought up bringing back that type of match. It's been a while. Would you ever like to see the return of the 6-sided ring, even if it's only for one event?
Maybe for one event. I've talked to a lot of people about this. The main issue with the 6-sided ring is that it was so stiff. Like it's basically like bumping on just concrete. So I think that probably took off a lot of years off a lot of careers when that ring was being used regularly. But I would definitely think I would like it for, even if it was like one show a year. I think I could manage that.
I don't want it brought back permanently either, but I do miss it. And I think it added an extra element that was really exciting. But we see Impact do so many things, like the match types that you guys do. The guys in the back, they're very creative with the matches you guys do, and the wrestlers very creative in how they innovate them and make them different. Of your 2 knockout title wins, which one's your favorite? The one against Taya or the Queen of the Mountain one?
The Queen of the Mountain one, mainly because it was on a live event. My match with Taya was on a TV taping. So I won the title, and then I didn't win the title on TV for 3 weeks. So I couldn't say anything about it. But I liked when it was live because I could just go online and everybody already knew.
Yeah, what's it like doing the recorded schedule for Impact? Is it really tough to keep secrets in and reveals and debuts?
It's not difficult at all, I don't think. And I feel like Impact is it's a smaller company. It's so tight knit that stuff like that, secrets and backstage stuff, it very rarely gets leaked, in my opinion. Like, AEW, WWE stuff gets leaked constantly. But I think at Impact, it flies under the radar a lot of the time. So the surprises are even cooler. Why
do you think it really keeps the secrets in better? Because WWE and AEW, probably more people to leak things, but Impact's still a very big company. And I'm surprised. Like, you're right. I really haven't heard any leaks. Like when a big surprise comes in or a surprise title change happens, like there's not really many leaks. We don't see Sean Ross Sapp or Salcedo or anyone really like leak it out.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, but I would venture to guess because of all of Sean Ross Sapp's like people that are behind the scenes that are wrestlers are probably in AEW and WWE. So they probably are the people that go ahead and give them all the news about those companies. Not to say that there's not like gossipers at Impact, but they might just not be on good terms with Sean Ross Sapp. I don't know.
All right, that's a good enough guess because honestly, it's better guess than mine, to be honest. Impact has been on the road for quite a bit now after we're still in the pandemic era, but after, COVID lock-ins and having the program only in the Impact zone, what are some cities that Impact hasn't been to yet that you'd like to wrestle in soon?
I really want to go to my hometown. I know we go to Dallas, seems like all the time, but I'm from Austin, Texas, and I would just absolutely love to go back there. So my mom doesn't have to drive 4 hours to see me wrestle.
That'd be cool. I hope for that for you. And I also hope that you guys come to Massachusetts or New Hampshire soon, because that's where I'm based out of. So I'm like, I always want to go over. I lived in Las Vegas for 6 past months, and I'm like waiting for you guys to go back there because I missed you guys a couple months, and then announced that you're coming back there very soon. I was like, damn it.
Just missed us.
Yeah, just all the luck. We'll wrap it up on this final question for you. Who do you consider your greatest rival in your Impact career?
Oh, Deonna Purrazzo for sure. It's not even really a question. I know we've only had a couple of matches, but I feel like those matches really kind of made me the wrestler who I am today. They gave me so much confidence in my ability, and I just think that she's someone I would wrestle every single day of the week.
What do you think of her growth so far? I mean, she came in very underrated, and people seeing like, oh, great, she's gonna get a great opportunity thrown in a title feud right away. And it seems like she just gets better on the mic every single day. She gets better in the ring all the time, and she is definitely. I mean, she's won Knockout of the Year. She's won Wrestler of the Year. Had one of the greatest rivalries with you. Like that was really fun, especially the Ironwoman match. That was awesome. And your first match and Slammiversary. That was the first title match with her, right?
That was the first time. Yeah, I mean, she's just been killing it. And I knew her before she even signed to WWE. So just to see her progress from, the independent scene to where she's at now has been really incredible.
Yeah, I remember some. I know you guys both wrestled for a bunch of places in the Indies, but I remember Women's Wrestling Revolution because that's like Worcester based, and you guys both showed up there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's I guess I know I just said for one final question, but this is my actual real one. Back to Bound for Glory to close it up, because that's what this is all for. What are you most excited for Bound for Glory? I mean, other than your match, obviously.
That's a good question. I'm excited for a lot of the other matches. I'm excited for Josh to wrestle Eddie for, I think it's their first singles match ever, which is kind of crazy. And I didn't even know that until he told me. So I think that's going to be an awesome match. I'm also really excited for the X Division title match. I think that's going to be great. And then Mickey and Mia, I think they haven't wrestled in a long time. I think that's going to be a really great match too.
Awesome. It should be an awesome event. I look forward to your match a lot and all the matches that you mentioned and so many more. Of course, Call Your Shot Gauntlet. So to wrap it up, just wanted to thank you for coming on and talking to me today. And is there anything you want to plug going on with you, social media, or just any events?
Yeah. So if you go to impactwrestling.com, you can buy tickets for our Bound for Glory event next week in Albany. It's going to be awesome. And if you want to find me on social media, I'm Jordynne Grace on everything, JORDYNNE.
Awesome. So guys, go follow her and interact with her on social media. And thank you for coming on again. And thank you everyone for listening. That was our interview with Jordynne Grace. And that was just me doing it. It was very weird doing an interview by myself without my tag team partner. I said it in the interview that was strange. And we said it before the interview. But he is back doing little intros and outros with me. And I really like talking to Jordynne. She has a very great personality and energy that makes her very easy to talk to and very comfortable to talk to. I thought for the time given, she gave a lot of great answers. I thought it was a fun interview and one of my, probably my favorite of the 3 Impact ones we've done so far. And that's not, any stab at Josh or Steve. They're awesome. They're really great guys too.
Yeah, I completely agree. I know, again, we talked a little bit off air. And the interview itself was, I think, clocking in around 18 minutes. And I edited it literally before we started recording the intros and outros. And I am very impressed in terms of, the flow of the conversation, how well she answered the questions, how many questions you guys got into an 18-minute interview. And I think that this is one that everybody is going to like. And I hope now that you're at the end of it, that you did like it. And, please make sure to check out Bound for Glory coming up this Friday, right? It's Friday.
Yeah, October 7th, Friday. Pretty solid card, and there's definitely going to be a lot of surprises and debuts or legend returns and stuff, so definitely watch it. Impact's been on a run of great shows, and Bound for Glory is always a really fun show, so definitely check it out.
Yes, I know we've been talking about it a lot more recently, especially on the podcast, that it seems like Impact are starting to gain a lot of momentum, bringing in a lot of fun people, having a lot of fun matchups. And since we've been doing quite a few Impact interviews recently, I know I definitely am getting a little bit more invested, checking them out a little bit more, making sure I'm up to date with what's going on within Impact Wrestling. And if you want to let us know about your predictions for Bound for Glory or the interview itself, you can let us know on social media. In Juice, where can the people do that?
Yeah, on Twitter, it's capital T, capital O, capital T, capital C, underscore capital P, lowercase o, lowercase d. Instagram, it's the same thing, but it's all lowercase TOTC underscore POD. That's our socials. Let us know. Interact with us. We always interact back. And thank you for listening.
Yes. And as we come crashing down to the mat on this episode of Top of the Cage, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you are listening to us on Apple or Spotify and you do not leave us a 5-star review, that means that specifically you, that person not leaving us a 5-star review, will not get 5-star content. And that is just a fact.
Fact.
And again, thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.